Have you ever looked at two people with pretty much the same salary and just wondered, how are their financial lives so wildly different? One person is constantly stressed, barely making it to the next paycheck, while the other seems to be, well, building a real fortune. What's the secret? It's not about luck, and it's definitely not about having some crazy high-paying job. It's about something much simpler, and honestly, way more powerful. The small daily habits that actually shape our financial destiny. Today, we're going to break down the most essential of these habits. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? Building wealth. It's a lot like building a house. It doesn't happen all at once in some grand, dramatic moment. No, it's a slow, steady process of laying one brick perfectly, day after day after day. It's got nothing to do with your background or how smart you are. It's all about the small, consistent things you do every single day. And here it is, right? The two paths. Same starting line, but they lead to completely different destinations. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the person on the right. We're going to give you the roadmap that leads to financial freedom. Okay, let's dive right in. Before we even think about building a skyscraper of wealth, we have got to pour a solid concrete foundation. You just can't build something tall and strong on shaky ground. So that means our first job is to stop the leaks, clear out all the financial clutter, and really take back control of our money. Here's your 3-step mission to build that foundation. First, we're going to become financial detectives. We're going to track every single dollar to find out where it's actually going. Then, we'll build a financial force field, an emergency fund, to protect us from life's curveballs. And finally, we are going to break free from the chains of bad debt. This is where it all begins. So, to win this fight, you've got to know your enemy. And let's be clear, we're not talking about something like a mortgage, which can be a smart move to buy an asset. We're talking about that high-interest debt that's like a constant leak in your financial boat, always draining your resources. Credit card balances, payday loans, those are the chains we need to break. And your emergency fund, think of it like a financial fire extinguisher hanging on the wall. It's not there to make you rich, it's there for safety. So when life inevitably throws that surprise at you, a car repair, a sudden medical bill, your emergency fund is right there to put out the fire before it has a chance to burn down your entire financial house. Okay, so the foundation is solid. Now it's time to shift gears and go into growth mode. These next habits, these are the engine that will power your wealth-building machine. This is how you turn your income from just something you spend into a powerful tool for building real freedom. If you only remember one thing from this whole explainer, please make it this: pay yourself first. You see, most people get their paycheck, pay all their bills, do their spending, and then they save whatever's left over, if anything is. Wealthy people do the complete opposite. They treat their future savings and investments as the single most important bill they have, and they pay that first. No excuses. Now this right here, this slide breaks down the entire secret of wealth into its simplest form. Assets put money in your pocket. Liabilities take money out of your pocket. That's it. The rich spend their lives acquiring assets. Most other people spend their lives accumulating liabilities that they think are assets. Getting this one distinction right is an absolute game changer. They call this the 8th wonder of the world. And for good reason. Compounding is basically the magic of your money starting to make its own money. It starts off so small you can barely see it, but over time it becomes this powerful, unstoppable force. It's like a tiny snowball rolling down a very long hill, and by the bottom it's a massive avalanche of wealth. And here is that force in action. Just look at this. Look at the difference between what happens after 10 years and what happens after 30 years. The growth isn't a straight line. It's exponential. It curves up like a hockey stick. And that is why starting early is so much more important than starting with a lot of money. When it comes to building wealth, time is your single greatest ally. All right, so you've built the foundation. You've fired up the engine. Now, it's time to hit the accelerator. These final habits are all about reaching true financial freedom and then protecting the wealth you've worked so hard to build. Think about it. Relying on a single paycheck is like trying to sit on a one-legged stool. It's incredibly unstable and can tip over at any second. The wealthy understand this deep down, so they build a solid base with multiple streams of income. That way, if one leg gets a little wobbly, maybe they lose their job, the others keep them standing strong. Oh, this habit is just brilliant because it takes willpower completely out of the picture. You make the smart decision one time, set it up, and the system takes over. Your savings and investments just grow on autopilot in the background. Your bills get paid without you thinking about it. You're making progress towards your goals effortlessly. It's incredible. This one question has the power to totally transform your relationship with money. That $200 pair of shoes isn't just $200. It represents a piece of your future freedom. Is that temporary rush of buying something new worth delaying your long-term dreams? When you start asking this question every time you're about to spend, you will be amazed at how fast your habits change. So, at the end of the day, all of these habits we've talked about, they're all fueled by one thing, and that's a fundamental shift in how you see yourself. You have to stop thinking like a consumer and start thinking like an owner, an investor, a wealth builder. And this quote just says it all. Your outer financial world is always going to be a reflection of your inner world. You have to truly believe you are a wealth builder before you can actually become one. Your actions and eventually, yes, your bank account will always follow your core identity. So let's just break this down. The consumer mindset asks, what can I buy right now? The wealth builder mindset asks, what can I build or invest in for the future? The consumer is chasing that short-term pleasure. The wealth builder is focused on the long-term vision. A consumer sees problems and roadblocks. A wealth builder, they see opportunities. The question is, which side of this chart do you want to live on? Because look, knowing all this stuff is useless if you don't do anything with it. The journey from the left side of that chart to the right side is built one small step at a time. You don't have to master all 15 of these habits tomorrow. Just pick one. So the real question isn't whether you can do this. The only question that matters right now is this: what's the one small habit you'll start building today?